Hi guys, welcome back. Today I'm going to be talking about the practicalities of using a van or camper van as a daily driver, and I'm going to be including some facts, figures, some real life examples as to why it's a good idea. Stay tuned if you want to see more. Vans and commercial vehicles, bigger vehicles, are on the road every day, all day, so what could the problems possibly be? People's concerns about using a van seem to be around the practicality of it, the fuel economy. It's going to be too big to park in a car parking space when I go to the supermarket. It's not going to be powerful enough, etc. So let's have a look at a few of those now. First of all, fuel economy, miles per gallon. So today we're going to be talking about really the T6 short wheelbase 2-litre diesel model. And the model which I've got is the 140 horsepower, so I can give you some direct comparisons of the vehicle I've got now compared to the vehicles which I've had previously. The previous vehicles which I've owned and the miles per gallon which I've achieved, starting with the most recent, I had a 2017 BMW 435D, which is a 3-litre, over 300 horsepower vehicle, automatic. And out of this vehicle, I averaged over, I think it must have been about 20,000 miles or so, 38 miles per gallon. I also had a Nissan X-Trail, which was the 1.6. From memory, I think it was about 136, 138 horsepower. And out of that vehicle, I got 36 miles per gallon. So that was a 2015 model, so it was the newer shape, not the big boxy, chunky, older vehicle. Next we've got the Ford Focus ST, which is actually a 2-litre petrol, 250, 260 horsepower. As I say, that was petrol, so this isn't a direct comparison. 6-speed manual gearbox, and out of that vehicle I averaged 29 miles per gallon. Before that I had a Hyundai i30 Estate, which was a 2009, and crucially here this was only the 5-speed. So they did actually have a 5-speed, but it was quickly taken away and they put a 6-speed box in that. But out of that, even though it was only a 1.6, I only managed to achieve 34 miles per gallon. So my Transporter, as I say, 2-litre diesel, 140 horsepower, and out of this I've achieved 38.2. So as a direct comparison with my driving style, the way I drive vehicles over long ranges, the miles per gallon isn't any worse than other vehicles which I've had, and in a lot of cases it's actually better. So miles per gallon, fuel economy, so that's a plus point for the van. It isn't any worse off than the other vehicles which I've owned. Now these figures are using the trip computers on the vehicles, so whether they're 100% accurate or not, that's for you to decide, but that's probably a conversation for another time. So performance, it isn't an issue. Performance isn't an issue. You're not going to win any traffic light Grand Prix, but at the end of the day, you've not bought your van for that. Now, going onto an A road, slip road, or a motorway slip ray, which I'm just about to do now, it's not a problem. It pulls absolutely fine. My foot's not even down to the floor. Going up this slip road, 40 miles an hour, I'm actually going to be taking on the vehicle now. Up into 5th gear, 59, 60 mile an hour, just pulls like a dream, no problem at all. I can merge with this traffic without any issues. So I'm on the A road, need to overtake, indicate out, foot down a little bit, and I can overtake that car without any issues whatsoever. So this is the 140 brake horsepower version, and like I've already said, it's got ample power. If you need anything more, you could go for the 200 horsepower model, and you could even get that tuned up to a lot more. Or you could get TSI, which obviously are a lot more fun and sound a lot better. Or you could do the ultimate and do something which I would really, really like to do in the future, and put a big engine transplant in it. Does the Audi R8 V10 engine fit into this with a running gear? Don't know, maybe one day we'll find out. But for now, it's more than adequate for what I need as a daily driver, trips to the beach, days out. Don't need anymore. So driving position, well, SUVs are now becoming extremely popular. People believe that they're actually a safer vehicle, and because of the cargo space and the practicality of the vehicle, more people are buying them. And this gives you that, and then some. You know, it gives you that raised driving position. You've got that great view of the surroundings, everything around you can see quite easily. So why not? If you're going to get an SUV, why not get a transporter? Then you've got even more cargo space, more room. Comfort. So as far as the interior of the vehicle is concerned and the cockpit, it's pretty much like a Volkswagen car. It's got all the usuals, the adjustable seats, in many cases heated. It's got air conditioning, Bluetooth stereo. So the cabin, albeit a little bit more plasticky than a lot of cars, it still provides you with that same comfort. It's a nice place to be. The T6.1s are a lot better. Volkswagen have improved the design of the T6.1s. The seats are comfier and the plastics do look a little bit better. But at the end of the day, it is still going to be that plasticky feel. You can, of course, cover the plastics. I've seen some of the conversion companies upholster these with leather, which do make a big difference, and it gives it that bit more luxury feel. But as most of us, with just a standard transporter interior, it's still a nice place to be with the modern gadgets, etc. So, no worse off than being in a car. Dimensions, size. I can't park it. It's too big. No, it isn't. I've never had any problems. No problem at all. So I've never had any problems parking at all, although some spaces are smaller than others. The average car parking space in the UK is 2.4 metres wide by 4.8 metres long, and they've been the same dimensions for decades, even though cars have actually gradually been getting bigger. So I'm going to measure the space which I've parked in now just to see what size this is, but I'm comfortably sat in it, no problems at all. According to a well-known consumer group in the UK, in 2018, there were actually over 100 models of cars which were actually longer than the average car parking space. So the Transporter T6 short wheelbase is 4,904mm long by 2,297mm wide with a height of 1,990. However, the height will differ because some of you will have pop-tops, roof bars, lowering kits, etc. So I've got a comparison table here. So this shows quite a few different vehicles, smallest being the Ford Focus, because that's a standard family car, as is the Qashqai, which is obviously an SUV, which is very popular for families, with some bigger vehicles as well, just to give you an idea of if you did want to be carrying a big load, but you didn't want a van, or you didn't think you wanted a van, just to give you that size comparison. So for instance, the Audi S8, BMW 5 Series and Range Rover Vogue are all actually longer than the Transporter. The difference being the width. The Transporter is the widest of all these vehicles, but is it noticeable? I'll come on to that in a second. The width can be a slight problem in car parks if you're parking in a tight space, but there is a trick. And height-wise, I've never actually encountered a problem locally. This lowest height barrier I've come across is 2 meters, which you can see here. I've cleared no problem at all. I do believe that in other parts of the country there are lower height barriers, but around here I've only come across, as I say, the lowest being 2 meters. So if you can't get in because somebody's parked close and the door is going to hit them, what you do, side door, you're in, and swoosh bang, climb in the front, and off you go. So I've already mentioned that this vehicle is, a little bit wider than other vehicles, but it's not something you actually ever notice. Here I am on a narrow country road, obviously taking it carefully because you never know what's going to be coming around the corner, vans, cars, even horses on this road as well. But it's not, you just don't notice it. It's really easy to drive. You've got good visibility. You obviously got both your wing mirrors, rear view mirror, because you've got glazing in the rear of this one, and then you've got the rear windows as well. You've got good visibility, so it's never a problem. It really isn't a problem. Don't be put off by the width of the vehicle, because it isn't an issue at all. And here we go. I have to stop for this vehicle here. Quite narrow. I stop, let this lady past, and then carry on. Simple. Same you'd do as if you was in a normal car. So I can easily go through drive-throughs without the high barriers or the tight corners being a problem at all.
Hi Rod, the customer here today.
Can I have a flat white, please?
Yeah, the transplant.
That's it, thanks.
Thank you very much.
Cheers. Thank you, bye-bye. Love a flat white. So drivability's good, fuel economy's good, performance, don't really need any more than you've got. Practicality, well, it goes without saying. I mean, look at the space of this in here. It's absolutely huge. You've got tons of room. You can go out, you can get your shopping, stick your shopping in the back. Even large items as well are going to go in absolutely no problem at all. I can buy my lunch, I can get a coffee, sit in the back, have a coffee, do a little bit of work whilst I'm here. Obviously, it's going to be a lot better when I've got the conversion in the back. So those of you who've got campervan conversions with your full kitchen and your table, etc., you can sit on your chair and enjoy sitting in there, eating your lunch. Got TVs, so I can sit, watch a movie. I can listen to my favourite podcast. You know, it's brilliant. And then, if I get caught short and there's nowhere I need to go, if you've seen my previous video, toilet in here. Even got a toilet in my van. You can't do that in a car. Yeah, you might be able to eat. You can have a Costa in your car, but you can't go to the toilet, can you? Ideal. So practical. I've not thought, oh, I want to go back to a car. I'm missing that from my car, because it's just got everything and then some. It's brilliant. Yeah, as a daily driver, no issues at all. Work, you know, I can use it for work. My clients actually think it's quite cool to have a van, because they're just cool. So there we go, there's my thoughts on daily driver, and as you can tell, more than happy with it. Don't want to go back to a car, love the van, got lots of future plans for it. So if you've enjoyed this video and you want to see more, please do subscribe and give it a like so more people can see it. Thanks for watching, take care, I shall see you soon.